Hey guys, this is the next series of what's in my pack. This round here is on food. Basically what you're seeing right here, it's another KU dry bag, and it'll keep all the food, everything that's in there, dry. It's a very light bag, an alternative to keeping these things, everything in your pack kind of separated and categorized. This pack right here, food, this is basically what I take out every day. If it's just a day hunt and I'm just going to jump out of the truck in the morning or the car, head down a trail, and I'm going to be gone for the day. This is with me everywhere I go. It's loaded with calories. It is roughly 1 pound 15 ounces, and you can give or take some in there if you want to save a little bit of weight. The calorie count on everything you're going to see in here is 3,145 calories roughly, and I just pulled that off of each of the labels. But that's a load of calories for one day. It's what gets me through the day. I don't eat everything when I'm out there. I try to, because the last thing I want to do is get dehydrated and just get weak, especially towards the end of the day. I mean, if you get an elk down and you need to dress that animal out and pack out, you're going to want all the calories you can have with you and available to you. I'm just going to go through really quick, show you, what's in there, what we eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And again, if this pack here, so say it's, call it 2 pounds. If we're going out for 5 days, I'm not going to pack 10 pounds of food. It's typically going to be about 8. I'll cut back on some of the sweets and some of the snacks to save me a couple of pounds if I'm out there 5 days. But just for a day, 1 pound 15 ounces, 2 pounds doesn't kill me. I'm going to go through really quick and just show you. For breakfast, we start out with basically, it's a breakfast biscuit. These things have become quite popular. This one's by Quaker. It's a cranberry almond. It's a very light product. It's got 180 calories. It's got some good fiber and whole grain to it. So that is a breakfast item. Fell in love with the Pro Bars a couple of years ago. It's a local company here out of Salt Lake City, but it is a great bar. It's loaded with fruit. I like the texture. It's 10 grams of protein. Looking on the back, almost 400 calories just for that one bar. And if you can see, that's only, half the package is the bar itself inside. And it's going to load you up with almost 400 calories. I'll finish it off with what's called a bee stinger bar. If you're not familiar with these, you can get these on Amazon, at REI. Some of the sporting goods stores carry them. This is basically it's a honey waffle, and it's just loaded with pure honey. And I'm not sure the way they process it and make it, but it's almost like it's really like a waffle texture, but they are good. And if you're familiar with honey, it's going to give you quick natural energy from honey. So that is breakfast, and just the breakfast alone is going to get me about 500 calories. I'll typically eat that breakfast at dark when I'm hiking into a place in the morning on the trail. That's just good snack food, that and a bottle of water, and I'm good to go. As far as lunch, I started packing a couple of years ago, especially last year when when I say they, Mountain House reduced the size and made more of a single serving size of their meals. And so with just a single serving, I'm able to pack 2 of them. It was really hard for me to pile down the older version of the Mountain House, which was 2 servings. Is all I could do to get it all down. This way I've got 2, 1 for lunch. They're breakfast items. Breakfast skillet is one of my favorite, and it's really up to you. Again, it depends on which tastes the best to you, and its texture is a good part of it as well. So for lunch I have a Mountain House. I also go with basically just a quick small cup of peanut butter. This is a Jif single serving to go cup, and then I go for another honey stinger bar. So for lunch I have some peanut butter, a Mountain House, a honey stinger bar, and I also throw down a granola bar. These are probably the best granola bars I've tried out there. There's a lot of different granola bars. This is made by Kind. It's oats and honey, and I just like the natural texture of it. There's not a lot of preservatives in it. You can pick those up just about anywhere. Walmart carries those as well. So those are my items for lunch. And what you're looking at as far as calorie count is about 700 calories, because that Mountain House is loaded with calories. So you're getting 500 for breakfast, 895 for lunch. Moving on to dinner, I go back to another Mountain House. And you can see their packs have thinned up. In fact, they have a new Pro pack that's even tighter than this, and the air is taken out of it. Just makes it easier to pack in your pack. So if I go for another Mountain House, I also go with another granola bar. And this is how I pack fruit in. I typically go to Costco and buy their organic applesauce. They didn't have them in stock, so I picked up some of, it's called Buddy Fruits. This is a mango. It's basically a sauce. And what I like about these compared to packing that fruit in there is they're easy to eat, and there's no preservatives, and you're not going to mush up your apple or your bananas in the morning when you've got those in the pack and they get all that weight on them. This is a great alternative. Just make sure you pack all your trash out. I also throw in one extra protein bar. This is a company by the name of Rise, and they make this is an almond honey, 20 grams of protein. It's gluten-free if you're concerned about that. But again, it's smaller than it looks. You can see the bar in the package. But it is loaded with 20 grams of protein. I'll give you a calorie count on that as well, if I can see that on here. Looks like 300 calories. So this is an extra, a bonus for me. If we happened, we're staying in late, maybe it goes into the next day. There was a couple of years ago we got an elk down and we spent the night in there and didn't pack out until the next morning. All this food helped me get through the night and into the next morning when we packed out. I also throw in some Snickers just as a snack, so I've got some sweets. I'd highly recommend this. It's really, every individual is different. I pack these pills in there. It's from a company called Electrolyte, and it is basically an electrolyte pill, and they're designed to basically help those that get dehydrated, start feeling some fatigue from heat. It's really replenishing and getting your electrolytes in balance. Similar to a Gatorade, but without all the sugar. And it's loaded with calcium, potassium, and magnesium. So just a couple of those tablets. Last year we took some scouts up into the Wind Rivers in Wyoming. We base camped about 11,500 feet. And we were in there for 4 days. We had one kid, 15-year-old kid, get dehydrated. He could not pack his pack out. He had no energy the last morning there. He got a little bit of heat from the sun and wasn't eating right. And I ended up throwing his pack on my Exo pack and packing it out. We loaded him up with a few of these electrolyte pills, got him some clean water, gave him a few hours, and he started to get his energy back and was able to walk out. Of course, without the weight on his back. But that's all I got in there. These electrolyte pills, they're in little 2-packs. I get these at Amazon. You can get 500 of them for like 20 bucks, or you can get 100 of them for $7, $8, whatever it is. But they're worth having in your pack. As far as, we dehydrate a lot of water out there, so I don't like to just drink the plain water. I like to flavor it up with Crystal Light flavoring, and it goes a long way. So it's just a little powder. You can get that different flavorings everywhere you go. And this was recommended by Steve and Lenny with Exo Mountain Gear. They basically threw this in one of the packs that we had ordered. It's basically to flavor my Mountain House. It's Tapatio, and you can get these. Again, I'm a big Amazon shopper, so I picked these up. I think I get 50 of them on Amazon, and I think they were $15. But I flavored one of these in every Mountain House, and it's just like adding a little bit of salsa to your meal, giving it a little bit of a kick. So this is what you see here. This is basically 3,100 calories. The weight again is 1 pound, 15 ounces. And if you look at the spreadsheet that I have at the beginning of this video, or maybe I put it at the end, it'll break it down. I'm happy to send that out to you guys. I caught into this. I watched a guy do a review out of Colorado. I can't remember his name. He's with, I believe it's Soul Adventure. And he had it all broken down, his calories, his fat content, everything. And so I started building mine. I wanted to make sure I was getting enough calories when I was in the field, that I wasn't eating too many sweets, and that I was eating what I was supposed to be eating to give me the strength, so I wouldn't get dehydrated, and I wouldn't get that heat stroke, and I'd basically be able to replenish with a lot of the food that you see here. Any questions, please subscribe to us on YouTube, and we do have an Instagram page as well, 3T Outdoors, and any questions, please let us know. Thanks, guys.